Восток – дело тонкое.
There is an expression, the East is a delicate matter. And first and foremost, this is reflected in the lifestyle and mentality of the people of Eastern countries. Here, there is a desire and ability to build bridges with other countries and peoples. Today, these bridges have taken on a global scale. One of such examples is the transnational transit corridor, Western Europe, Western China. Hello, my name is Dmitry Galabir, and you're watching The Road to the Future. More than 5 centuries ago, here at the foothills of the Karatau Range, the Kazakh Khanate came into existence. That is why in 2015, the city of Taraz became the center of attraction for the national celebrations of the 550th year anniversary of the Kazakh Khanate. However, the history of the city itself goes back further than the history of the country. In 2017, Taraz will turn 2,015 years old. There is just a slight difference in the year and the age. And today there is an opportunity to take a look at the city and the region in which it is located after 2,000 years of its existence.
На административной карте Казахстана мы можем увидеть, что...
On Kazakhstan's administrative map, we can see that the Jambal region is a link which connects the more logistically developed Almaty region with the most populated South Kazakhstan region. That is why the roads of the Jambal region play an important strategic role in the Western Europe, Western China project.
Западная Европа, Западный Китай.
Just 5 years ago, the name of this road was little known to anyone. Today, the M39 highway, which is also called the Almaty-Tashkent-Termez highway, is one of the important sections of the international transit corridor, Western Europe, Western China. 495 kilometers of this road pass through the Jambal region. 375 kilometers of this section is a road of the first technical category and has 4 lanes. The remaining 120 kilometers is a road of a second technical category, which has 2 lanes. The entire cost of the project works amounted to around 164 billion tenge. Funds came from international financial institutions, 85% of the total amount, and 15% came from the Republican budget.
За счет республиканского бюджета это 15%.
Next in the program, the colors and contours of the regional geography. Approximately 148 kilometers away from Almaty, not far from the town of Akterek, the Almaty region passes on the baton to the neighboring Jambal region. This tel serves as a dividing sign between the neighboring regions. And here, 4 kilometers away from Kazakhstan's first automobile tunnel, which is being constructed within the framework of the Western Europe, Western China project, in turn, the Jambal region passes the baton over to the South Kazakhstan region. From a bird's eye view, the landscape of the region looks like the traditional colorful Kazakh patchwork blanket, Kurak Kurpe. In the north, the Jambal steppes flow into the Bitpak Dala desert. In the east, they transition to the Moyun Kum sands. In the west, the region envelops the Karatau mountain range, and in the south, encases the hills of the Tian Shan mountains. The best summer pastures are located across this mountainous territory, and also one of the most curvy serpentine roads, the Kordai crossing, is located here, which leads in the direction of Kyrgyzstan. This section, which is located 211 kilometers away from the city of Almaty, leads towards Kyrgyzstan. An important transshipment point is located here, the Kordai village, as well as the Kazakhstan-Kyrgyzstan border, through which thousands of tons of cargo pass daily. Since 2015, the entire cargo flow between Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan has been passing along this highway. Its distance from the Kordai town to the border of Kyrgyzstan is 17.7 kilometers. This section of the road has 2 lanes, and stone mastic asphalt was used as a material for the road surface. The section of the international transit corridor, which passes through the Jambal region, includes a number of alternative routes, including the region's longest 80-kilometer bypass of the Kordai Passover, which commences near the town of Otar and finishes in Kainar. The second most important bypass route of the Jambal region detours the administrative center of the region, the city of Taraz. The length of this road section is 65 kilometers. In addition to the detours, the region has 11 transport junctions, 15 crossovers. 22 of its bridges were reconstructed, around 600 water pipelines were built, and in regions where cattle breeding is more widespread, 34 cattle crossing routes were built. Coming up next in the program, road surface material, who maintains its quality and how. The quality and durability of the highway, to a great extent, depend on the materials used in the road surface, of their quality, composition and ratio of components, and on technologies used in its construction. We are talking about the reinforced part of the road, which is used to cover the Earth's surface. There are a couple of types of road surfaces: elastic rigid cement concrete and non-rigid ones, which are composed of gravel, sand and bitumen. In the construction of the Western Europe-Western China corridor in the Jambal region, both of these types were used. The cement concrete surface was laid across the section with a length of 351 kilometers. The stone mastic asphalt covers a distance of 99 kilometers. On the remaining section, with a length of 45 kilometers, regular asphalt concrete was used. The use of new technologies in construction is commendable, but without skillful professionals, these are just materials. Here it would be appropriate to recall the slogan of the planned economy: it's all about the personnel. This principle is not forgotten in this laboratory either. Irina Ismailova is a hydraulic engineer. However, she did not spend much time working in this profession and devoted a great part of her life to roads. Irina worked at the Department of Road Construction Materials for 8 years. In 1993, she transferred to the Joly laboratory. Today, her responsibilities include quality control of road construction materials. Mainly we test materials, select them ourselves, or the ones that are delivered: road construction gravel, bitumen, concrete and asphaltic concrete. Every material that is used in the construction of the road must meet certain requirements. For example, road bitumen is tested for viscosity, flammability and fragility. Here we test at which cold temperatures this bitumen may crack, and there are set state standards for the temperature under which this may happen. Sometimes it is higher. If lower, then this affects the quality of the asphalt. If the quality of the construction materials does not meet state set requirements, then the contractor is sent a special notice of this. In addition, the samples regarding which there are some concerns are sent to the laboratory in Almaty, where an independent expertise is conducted. The modern roads are designed taking into account the specificities of the terrain and soil composition. Kazakhstan's landscape is distinguished by a great diversity, from the forested territories of the East Kazakhstan region to the desert lands of the western region. The Jambal region is not an exception in this respect. The construction team of the International Transit Corridor in this region strive to make the section as flat as possible. In many places, this road passed through swamp areas. The gravel had to be changed, and where the road passed through mountainous areas, blasting works were conducted. By the way, such sections are distinguished by rapid temperature changes, and the road construction companies had to take this factor into account. For example, for the night, we would close off from the right side of the mountains, because in the evenings it gets colder, and even concrete freezes up in some places. In late autumn we had to close it off, because concrete, as it becomes more durable, releases heat. Today, the construction of the Western Europe-Western China highway in this region is almost completed. However, during the realization of this project, it became clear that it would be logical to connect the 16-kilometer road section Otar-Yuzunagash, which is located between the Jambal and Almaty regions. Today, the project is in the stage of development. Coming up next in the program, the daily routine of road lovers and what is missing from their complete satisfaction. Oleg Sapelnikov has been behind the wheel of big load trucks for already 30 years in a row. He knows almost everything about the Western Europe-Western China corridor. Its construction was happening right before his eyes. That is why he can compare what was here before and what has become of it now. The roads were really bad, with potholes. We drove slower, had to do more repairs. Right now the roads are great and we're driving much faster. It is a bit slippery, but nevertheless we travel greater distances. Truck drivers who never enter the city to stop over for the night or for car repairs, in addition to good quality roads, require roadside service posts.
Честно, если сказать, маловато, потому что мы...
To be honest, there are not many, because we work according to a tachometer, a schedule of work and rest. We work for a set period of time, and then we have to rest.
Работаем, и мы должны отдыхать.
Next in the program, new windows for the small and medium businesses and the service which is opening up these opportunities. Every service post gets the type of clients that it deserves. In other words, if you want to become a popular service provider worthy of respect, then you have to work on service quality. Travelers and long-distance truck drivers always remember the places where they receive a warm welcome, a generous service, and kind treatment from the personnel. Construction of 9 roadside service posts is planned in the Jambol region, but for now the construction of one service post, which is located in the Kazakh region, has been completed.
Мынау жалпы 21-ші ғасырға лайық үлкен Joly Jibek жолында салынған.
This is a service station that meets the standards of the 21st century, with all the necessary facilities. It was built along the highway of the Great Silk Way. These lodgings are considered to be of luxury class. We have 6 of them.
Яғни люкс номер. Бұндай номерлар 6 бізде.
The Taudos service post complex includes a motel, a gas filling station, a car wash, auto repair shop, a medical aid post, a sauna, and a cafe. This is a B category post. It is short of 2 criteria for reaching the 8 standard classification: the presence of a shopping and entertainment zone and a greater number of rooms in the motel. Coming up next, intersection of the regional interests of the Western Europe, Western China project and the Business Roadmap program. The share of the economically active population of the region is 23%. There are 75,000 registered small and medium businesses. In 2015, within the framework of the program Business Roadmap 2020, 155 entrepreneurs received financial support from the state in the amount of 7.2 billion tenge. 90% of all the small and medium businesses in the Jambol region are engaged in the agricultural sector. 17,000 owner-operated farms are spread across 10 districts, each with 3 to 5 hectares of land. Such fragmentation limits the farmers' access to financial resources and to opportunities to provide services for the roadside stations. In order to change the situation and to improve the level of agrarian businesses, the Regional Chamber of Entrepreneurs developed a special program for them. We have launched a pilot project on cooperation in the Merke district, which is called Merke Omerdere. Today, already 40 owner-operated farms have become part of it. As a result, this will raise the number and improve the quality of agricultural products, will promote the formation of a single brand, under which cooperatives will be able to supply their products for the transit corridor Western Europe, Western China, and onto the markets of Russia. Next in the program, new priorities of the city of Taraz and lessons of synchronization of efforts within the context of integration. A city which should effortlessly unite the Great and the New Silk Way, or the past and the future of the global route, cannot slow down in its development. Contemporary priorities of the city of Taraz are expressed in its new urban structures. For example, this new Palace of Sports. And in this micro-district as well. By the way, its name echoes the main attraction site of Kazakhstan's capital city. Today, 3 high-rise residential houses have been erected in the Bayterek micro-district within the framework of the program of accessible housing. In their construction, locally produced materials and component parts were used, including metal and bimetal batteries of the company from Taraz, Araystroy Market. Thanks to this, it was possible to optimize the prices of the apartments. On today's market, biometric materials cost around 3,000 tenge, and we sell bimetal sections for 1,900, and aluminum ones go for around 1,600 tenge. There turned out to be so much demand for the products of this enterprise that contracts have already been signed for the supply of their batteries to other cities of Kazakhstan, to Astana, Shymkent, Kazlorda, and Kokshetau. That is why in the near future, the production volumes of this enterprise are expected to be doubled. Next in the program, where are the main treasures of Taraz and how they can help to attract investors?
Главное сокровище Тараза сокрыто.
The main treasures of Taraz are hidden underground in the city center. In this very place where I'm standing right now, ancient constructions were discovered, which history scholars date back to the 11th to 12th centuries. They are evidence of the fact that in the Middle Ages, Taraz was an important trade post along the Great Silk Way.
Был важным торговым пунктом.
The discovered artifacts include ancient coins, unique in terms of their content folios, and colorful ceramics with the imagery of aquatic birds. By the way, this ceramic container with a surprise inside was recently discovered by the residents of the Sarıkimier town.
Кувшинчик с арабской вязью, в котором были найдены вот такие.
A jar with an Arabic ornamental script in which we found these beautiful jasper and bronze beads. You can see these coral reefs, which once again proves this was the Indian Ocean, India, the Silk Way. And here we have this beautiful treasure.
Индия, шелковый путь. И вот, пожалуйста, такая красота.
Aside from these exhibits, which originated in India, in the Jambal Regional Local History Museum, artifacts that are linked to China are also exhibited. For example, this Chinese statue with a figure of a Buddhist monk.
Это случайное.
This was an accidental discovery. It is made of bronze. You can see a person dressed in Chinese traditional clothes, the headwear, and he had something in his hands, which was not preserved.
Было, но не сохранилось.
By the way, Ali Wu became interested in this museum exhibit. She came to Taraz together with her husband from China in order to meet the parents of the fiancé of her daughter, who is Kazakh by nationality and lives in this region.
Nowadays, yeah, it has become a very big word in China. Everyone is talking about the Great Silk Road, and we call it One Road, One Belt. That's the new policy. So from our history book, we actually know, it's had played a very important role in China and also in the countries like Kazakhstan.
Foreign guests who come to visit this region have plenty to look at, especially because today special attention is paid here to the tourism sector. 844 historical and architectural monuments are located on the territory of the Jambal region. Thanks to its rich historical past, the region has been included into the state program Revival of Historical Centers of the Silk Way. The main aim of this program is creation of an infrastructure for domestic and international tourism.
И международного туризма.
The aim of the program, formation of a regional tourism cluster, which will work on the development of a number of topics: history and architecture, ethnography, natural attraction sites, and gastronomical tourism.
В июле 2014
In
года
July of 2014, a symbolic event took place which gave a global character to Kazakhstan's tourism sector. By the way, it is directly connected with the Jambal region. 5 historical monuments of this region were included in the list of the UNESCO World Cultural Heritage.
культурного наследия ЮНЕСКО.
These are the ancient cities located along the Great Silk Way: Kolan, Ornek, Kostobe, Akırtas, and Aktobe, which has the same name as the center of the western region, Aktobe. According to experts, the UNESCO status will give a new impulse to the tourism of the Jambal region.
В этом году был открыт археологический парк Коня-Тарас, музей.
This year, an archaeological park, Konya Taras, was opened, a museum, and a watchtower. At the moment, construction of an ethnocultural center is underway. All our parks, squares are in the middle of a preparation process for the 550-year anniversary of the Kazakh Khanate. This is municipal improvement, and we're going to continue to work on upgrading the healthcare services in the city as well.
Города мы будем продолжать и в дальнейшем.
The International Expo exhibition, which will be held in 2017 in Astana, is expected to attract around 5 million foreign guests. Usually, tourists visit other countries in order to find out as much as possible about them. That is why the geography of the routes is quite wide. Kazakhstan's Jambal region presents a great opportunity for following the trails of the ancient caravans and the modern transnational transit corridor, Western Europe, Western China.
Крупний інфраструктурний проект.
Large infrastructural projects such as the construction of the transnational transit corridor, Western Europe, Western China, open up not only new windows of opportunity for regional growth, but also new guiding posts for building our route to the future. Until next time, on the road which opens up new possibilities for Kazakhstan.